doing in there?
Ask him if we can use the ATM.
Can I use the ATM?
You're not going to let that.
Can I use the ATM? I just want to know. Yes, no? Toy soldier?
All right, we are live. We'll be getting underway momentarily. We're here in front of the police headquarters, downtown St. Louis. Day 38 after the not guilty verdict on Jason Stockley.
I need to use the ATM. This is a public building, ain't it? Public building?
Not today, buddy.
Guess not. There you go. Awkward talk.
Froze?
Sometimes it freezes and I have to restart my... Okay, we're going to try this again. Screen frozen. Restart my phone. This will work. We're at the police department.
Not yet. You should be this short.
Behind you, my friend.
A man named Jericho Brown.
For my son.
Some people who make calls to her. Okay. Right, yeah.
So we've got a few hundred people out in front of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department headquarters, waiting for the action to begin here shortly. I know protesters were told to bring white shirts. I think they're going to be painting up the shirts. I'm not sure. That's what I'm hearing. It looks like people are already doing that. There was an action earlier at 3 p.m. for the National Day of Police Brutality. A few people marched to the police academy with the former police headquarters and did some speak-outs and teach-ins, and then rallied over here with the other action that was scheduled for 4:30. And obviously they gave more time for people to gather, and looks like we're about to begin here shortly. We got a PA system over here, Corey Bush.
Violence is violence.
We're all vessels to spread awareness.
All right. You found one. How you doing? Good. So who you have on your shirt here?
So on my shirt, I have Philando Castile. He was 32 when he died in Minnesota.
Who's talking?
I just keep hearing the speaker. I was like, all right.
I'm very confused.
Melissa has the mic and she's walking through the crowd.
So because we're all like, that does not sound like you.
I'm just holding the speaker.
What are you doing with your voice, Steven? My goodness, man. That was good, though. That was good.
We're trying to upgrade from... Yeah, but you need to...
Well, we didn't know who was talking. We were like, here we go. Here's the speaker. Yeah, well, we know that now.
Right on your chin. Put it right on your chin and talk.
Out here so we can feel.
All right, who do you have? Who do you have? All right, can you tell us about who you have, your victim?
My victim is Jeanette. She died, opened the door for, she was an innocent mother, opened the door for the police and they just shot her.
Can you tell us how old she was? Has she gotten justice yet?
No, and she was 47.
47, no justice. You never seen her. Hi, how are you doing? So, and you have who on your shirt? Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Philando Castile. He got killed by police officers up in Minnesota, I think it was. And he was doing, he had his right to do, but he did what he was asked to do by the police. He still got killed.
Right. Has he gotten justice?
Absolutely not.
No justice.
None at all.
And who do you have on your shirt? Who's your victim?
Gary Ball Jr. From St. Louis, Missouri, shot 21 times in downtown St. Louis, April 24th, 2013, I'm so sorry. And Darren Seals was killed last year in Riverview. He was shot and then burnt alive. Neither one of them have gotten justice yet.
No justice.
No peace.
And who do you have?
Abdul Kamal, killed in New Jersey, shot 13 times with no weapon. Only thing he had was his cell phone. No justice.
No justice. Does anybody else have any victims on your shirts that you would like to speak for?
Get friends. Get friends. She
Yeah,
got
right here,
Ayana
Jimmy
Jones.
Paul.
Friends. Yeah, friend got Ayana Jones.
Okay. Who do you have on your shirt?
Jimmy Paul got shot 9 times, 6 of those times while he was on the ground. After 3 shots, he was already dead.
Any justice?
No.
No justice.
I got Garland Carter on my shirt. He was shot in the Clark Square Village about 22 times. No justice.
No justice.
I got my son Isaiah Hammett. He was killed June 7th, 2017. He was killed to a no-knock search warrant. No justice.
No justice.
Shot 31 times.
5 times into the ground, into his neck, chest, and everywhere else.
No justice.
Where's Ayanna Jones? Ayanna Jones, 7 years old, killed in her bed. No justice. Wrong house.
No justice. No justice.
No peace.
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 Corin Gaines, Maryland, 23-year-old woman. She spoke out against police brutality. She spoke out against injustice. She was murdered holding her son, her 5-year-old son, who was also shot while she was murdered. Her son told the story, if you all remember. If you don't remember, look it up. He told the story of what happened to his mother. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Does anybody else want to tell us who your victim is? Now is the time to speak.
Amir Rice, 12 years old.
I'm going to do it. Andrew Joseph III. He was a 14-year-old kid visiting the state fair in Florida. He was ejected from the fair by sheriffs in Hillsborough County, and he was left on the highway and hit by a drunk driver. That is still police brutality, and they need to be held responsible because they did not contact his parents. He was 14 years old, left on the highway and hit by a drunk driver. In Florida, Tampa, Florida. Look him up, Andrew Joseph III. I also have Gary Hopkins Jr. It was 19 years ago, and he was killed by Baltimore, Maryland police. Look him up, Gary Hopkins Jr. All of these are justice for all. Stop police terror.
Stop police terror, yo.
No justice.
No justice.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Yeah, Shamir Rice, she was 12 years old, and they reported that he had a gun on him, and they even said that the gun was probably a fake. They even said that the gun was probably a fake. They still shot him. 12 years old.
Any justice?
No justice.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Has anyone done Michael Brown yet?
No.
Okay, Michael Brown. Killed August 14th. No. August 9th, 2014. I'm sorry. I don't care what they say. Darren Wilson murdered Michael Brown.
Yes, he did.
And they can say whatever they want to say. I would never believe anything different. It's a young man, 18 years old, killed in Ferguson, Missouri. No justice.
No peace.
7 shots.
No peace.
7 shots.
Left in the ground 4 hours.
They blocking traffic.
We done overtook their headquarters.
Okay, so the red stains, we know, of course, represent the blood that has been shed over and over again at the hands of people that are supposed to protect and serve. So once again, let's bring the blood that they like to go out and then bring back to the station. Let's lay it out before them right here. Every single person, every single black person, every brown person that has stains, that has the blood on your shirt, we're going to do a die-in right here on the ground in front of the police station, because that's what they like to do. They like to go get us out there and then bring that blood back here and talk to their friends about how great it was. And so we'll just bring it here and we'll put it on the ground in front of them. And then we're asking for all of our friends to stand around us with your hands up, because white silence is violence. So we're going to lay out right here in the front, and then we want you to surround us with your hands up. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let's move back a little bit. We're gonna lay out right here in the middle. And for our friends that are standing around us, we want you to crowd all the way around us on every side, and feel free to call out names while we're on the ground. Okay, so for our friends, our allies, if we can do a little bit more and cover your mouths with your hands. Cover your mouths with your hands. This stands for the silence that has been forever, forever had. So when we say silence is violence, we mean it. Because when you know about it and don't speak about it, it's just as bad as knowing about it. It's knowing about it as doing it.
While you down there, think of all of these people that lost their lives. Loved ones won't never see them again. Never see them again. From young to old.
We must lift our voice. Tell it. Tell it to the mountaintops. Tell it. You cannot remain silent.
Rakia Boy.
My
God. Eddie Gray.
Make them hear us.
Rakia Boy.
Gary Steele.
Gary Bob.
Claim it.
Kimberly King.
Kiwi Harris.
Isaiah Hammond. Isaiah Ferguson.
They're victims. Scream it.
Trayvon Morgan.
Sandra Flynn. Gary Ball Jr.
Paul McDonald.
Eric Garner.
Michael Blair.
Aaron Seal.
Eugene Powell. Mondare Myers.
Come on, lift your voices. They have been silenced. They have been silenced.
Alton Sterling.
Imagine if it was your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father.
Isaiah Hammond. Dude, come on.
Abdul Kamal.
Derek Myers.
Eddie Gray. Walter Scott.
Anthony Lamar.
Anthony Lamar Smith.
Anthony Lamar Smith. Emmett Till.
Tell them our demands.
Killing us.
Tell them your demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our damn demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them our demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Tell them your demands.
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
The reality is, looking at who's laying down on the ground, the reality is that there is a possibility that somebody that's laying on the ground right now could really be somebody that will be laying on the ground.
Yes.
That's really real. That's why we fight. That's why we show this. It's not for a photo op. It's not just to gather together. Some of the people that you see right now have been shot at by police, but we're still here. Not everybody made it. What will you do? What would you do if it was Melissa tomorrow? What would you do if it was Bruce tomorrow? What would you do if it was Rev the next day? What would you really do if it was Carlos? How would you feel inside if it was me? How would you feel? Can we say we've done enough? No. The moments that we share together to speak out against these injustices, it's just a moment. But in a moment, one of our lives can be gone. In a moment, one of our children, our cousins, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, or somebody's life can go. So understand the weight of what you're doing right now. There is weight to what you are doing. You are not just standing out in the 58-degree weather. You're not just out here being a symbol for something that should be. You're out here saving a life.
That's right.
Say, I'm saving a life.
I'm saving a life.
I'm saving a life.
I'm saving a life.
Because the truth is, you are. So don't take this thing lightly. It's fake blood on the ground right now. But there can be real blood later on tonight. There are families here represented where there is real blood. Tony and Carlos Ball, representing real blood. Gina Brown, representing real blood. There are plenty of other people out here representing real blood. So now, we're not moving until you feel that thing. We're not moving until you feel that thing. Because we need you to feel it so much to where you go home and tell 12 people about how you feel. Because the truth is, the people that are laying right on the ground right now are really just black bodies and brown bodies. That's all we really are. When we step away from here, they know us as protesters, but on Highway 70, we might just be a black or brown person, or over on some street, we might just be a black or brown person in the way.
I'm sorry, just as long as these black and brown bodies can lay on this ground, I need my allies to keep your hands over your mouths. They need to be uncomfortable.
They need to see the effect that they are having on the community. As I look around, I see a lot of my people that I love so dearly on the ground. I see my husband on the ground. This is pain. So imagine the pain of the parents of Perry Ball Jr., of the parents of Michael Brown Sr., of the family of Darren Seals, of the family of Tamir Rice, of the family of Antonio Martin, of the family of Sandra Bland. Imagine that pain, that one day you come home to a house without your loved one because the police took. To have to stand over a loved one's body, riddled with bullets, and they're unarmed. Imagine that pain. Painful. Painful. I know how it feels to lose a child. But to lose one because the police is so careless and murderous and cowardly. And there's nothing that you can do about it. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
So the other day I went to the county council meeting where the county officers were begging for their raise, right? We had a protester come in and he repeated that Black Lives Matter. And that entire meeting, all those police officers sat there silent. They were mad, they were upset, as if this is a war. Not that if they did their job right, or if they were held accountable, that we wouldn't be out here. They could not even say that Black lives actually matter. So if you want to know why you standing out here with us is such a big deal, it's because they don't stand with us. And that is the power. That's who gets to murder people and get away with it. And they can't even say Black Lives Matter. They disrespected an elderly Black woman who was saying her struggle as if her struggle is not real, as if it's all make-believe. So that's why it's so important that you are out here to show them that this is not make-believe. These bodies, as Melissa has said, as Corey has said, this is real. We have lost a lot of people in St. Louis. We have lost a lot of people this year. The most in the past 2 years combined by Metro City Police Department. So it's a real reason that we're out here. We can see the family members' faces. That pain is real. It's not pretend, it's not make-believe, this isn't fake. This isn't a game. It's not a joke. It's not funny. It's not fun. And as I was sitting there in that council meeting and I'm listening to them beg for this raise, never saying that maybe we do need better training. Maybe we do need to do something to be better police officers. Maybe we do owe the community more. They never took that into consideration. But I look at these families. I've been looking at these families for the past 3 years. And that pain is the same. That look on their face is the exact same. It's real and it hurts. And these officers are more worried about a raise than it is to be a better officer. So we have to be out here. We have to be the ones to hold them accountable. We have to do the work because they won't. We have to make them do the work. We have to make them be better officers. We have to make them hold themselves accountable. We have to hold them accountable. They have to check with us. They should expect us. They should know that we're going to be there every step of the way. To think twice, because if they do something wrong, we'll be there. They should know that they are going to feel us, that they are going to expect us, that they are going to see us, that they are going to hear us, that they are going to feel us, that they are going to expect 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 us, and they are going to expect us, that they are going to expect us. Every don't get these people back.
Right.
They don't get their sons and daughters back. We don't get our mothers and fathers back. So until then, they will expect us.
They get their windows back, though. Let us say that.
Right.
They get the windows back. They get the buildings and the flower pots back.
Yes.
Carlos Ball just said something that really gave me chills.
What I thought about as we lay here and do this dying, I said, I tripped off it. For most of our people, if it's not the pavement, this exact posture in this place is the last time that they'll ever see the world. This is their last view of the world before they depart. So like they said, this pain is real. And just thinking that, I be sometimes thinking maybe, was this my brother last view before he left? Was this Mike's last view before he left? Was this all our people last view before they left this world? Laying here on your back. And almost in this position right now, you almost feel helpless as you lay here and look up. So I just wonder how they feel.
The chalk outlines. The chalk outlines are down. So in a few moments we will get up. I want to make sure every body has been outlined in chalk. But before we close this, we want a couple allies. And I don't like saying allies. Yeah. We're going to ask you to, if you would like to say something, to come this way. Three of our friends standing around the sides. If you want to come up and say something, come up this way. And while you're coming, just 3 of you come up real quick. While you're coming, the family of any of the victims of police murder, please stand up. These are the families that have already experienced this, that are walking this thing through right now. Right now, we send peace, we send strength, we send love, we send joy, we send rest. Every bit that we can muster up, we send it your way, because we don't know what that pain is like. We don't know what that pain is like to not only lose a loved one, but to lose it by the person that took it. And then on top of that, to be villainized, to be demonized, to be scrutinized as you're walking that through. For your loved one to be made out to be this demon person, and for you to be hurt by the people that should be rallying around you. We don't know what that's like. So we salute you. We salute you, families.
I am nobody, except I am a mother to 2 millennials, and I am here for them and for their children. I am so impressed by what I see happening in St. Louis right now. I am proud to be a 30-year resident of St. Louis, of the city, and trying to spread the word to my friends in the county and all across the nation where this is going on, in other cities, in other small towns. Everywhere I go, I am speaking the message. What strikes me today is we are here. We come to the door of our police station. We are sitting ducks. We offer ourselves to them today. And I'm just so proud to be a part of this. I'm so proud of everybody that is giving their time and their energy, and the lives that have been lost. We just can't afford any more of this. It's time for all white allies to stand up and to do their part and to bring your van loads of people and to walk with these very brave, strong people. Thank you.
I think we have to respect these families, and allow them to speak so that you can understand, or maybe begin to understand the pain that they go through daily because they've come home or they're not getting that call anymore. This is the mother of Carrie Ball.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Taylor. I'm the mother of Carrie Ball Jr. Carrie was shot and killed by two St. Louis City police officers, Jason Chambers and Timothy Boyce, on April 24, 2013, downtown on 8th and Carr. They shot at Carrie 32 rounds, so that means that one officer reloaded. Out of 32 rounds, 21 of them actually entered his body. It's crater holes down there. And as we was laying on this ground and Carlos was speaking, I started to cry because I think about that's the last place my child was alive. And that's where he laid and took his last breath. I've been in this fight for justice for 4 years. I don't really like how they divide us, because what they do is they do high profile, low profile, no profile. The government created that to divide and conquer us. But we are all one. We are all equal, and I stand here not just for Carrie, but for justice for all. I miss him on a daily basis. My heart cries in the inside. Some days I don't even want to get up out of bed. I haven't been out here amongst the protester scene because on October 9th, there was a secret meeting in a downtown court building that no police brutality families knew about. And I didn't think that was fair. My own attorney was even at that meeting, and he didn't even call our family. And that meeting was about resolutions and solutions that's going to the U.S. Supreme Court and the Missouri Supreme Court. And I feel that every family in the city and county of St. Louis Police should have been downtown on October 9th in that court building. Now, October 9th in white America was Columbus Day. So that court building was closed. We was the only people in there. Don't y'all find that to be a little strange? So somebody here got some power that pulled that off. We really need to think. Now, right that same week, I said I'm throwing in the towel on police brutality. The reason I said that is because I figured out after watching all them faces in that room, my fight not just against the police. It's against what's going on in this world. And it's bigger than all of us. And I stand here and I want to be united with every family. I didn't travel this country trying to promote solidarity, standing in solidarity with a lot of families trying to promote unity. Hard to do when the government is pulling the strings. It's very hard to do. So I just want to say, I believe that we will win.
Yes. I believe that we will win.
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 Thank you. We love you, people.
So we know it's starting to rain just a little bit. I call it God's tears, so I'm all right.
Right, what you said?
So we're going to keep going. We have the family of Isaiah Hammond.
Hi, my name is Gina. My son was killed to a no-knock search warrant June 7th, 2017, Isaiah Hammett. My father was actually in the house and witnessed him being murdered. My father's a 3 Purple Heart veteran. He already went through war, Vietnam. And then on top of it, his son be brutally murdered in front of him. They shot over 120 or 30 rounds into the house. They were shooting them through the window.
How many rounds?
Over 100 to 130 rounds into the house. They were shooting them through the window before they even knocked in the door and started shooting all around his bedroom. All the bullet holes are all in his bedroom. My son lived through those bullets through his bedroom. They run to my father into the other room. My son put my father onto the ground and told him to get down because he thought somebody was breaking in. My father asked him, who was shooting, Isaiah? He said, I don't know. My son's last words was, I don't know, Grandpa, I love you. Before he went a couple of feet to the dining room, I guess to look through the windows in there, because his whole room was being shot at, to say, please don't shoot. Those were my son's last words in his own home. Not out here on the streets, in his own home, in front of my father. On top of all the bullets in them, 5 of them was in the floor. I just got the death certificate the other day, on the 20th. It says homicide. Manner of death homicide.
Is the truth?
On top of all the shots in them, the main 2 shots I guess they put on the death certificate was shots to his chest and his neck. Now, I don't know the killer of my son because they want me to sign gag orders or they wanted me to cremate my son because they're trying to hide all the evidence of what they did to my son. I've been arrested. They surrounded my dad's house not once, twice. They stalked my house. I don't know who killed my son. I don't know who's in front of my face who killed my son. They could kill me. But I don't give a fuck. You're going to have to kill me because I'm not going nowhere. Excuse my language.
You're right.
But until I get justice for my son, I'm going to be out here on these streets. Now on top of my son, every other mother out here. And the next kid that they're going to try to kill. Because it could be a kid, a grandpa, mother, father. It could be any one of us, like Corey said. And I'm going to be out on these streets. I'm not going nowhere. They're going to pay for what they do to our people, to our kids, to our families. They're going to pay.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not done.
We not done.
Hello, y'all. Abdul wasn't killed in St. Louis, but this is how God works, because this is where I live at. He was killed in New Jersey, shot 13 times, unarmed, and in front of his house. And the police officers, one of them was promoted shortly thereafter.
Promoted, wow.
Promoted. So Sergeant Gonzalez and officers Cadet Knoll and Johnson said they didn't even think they seen a gun. They just thought he had one. He was 30 years old with a young daughter, and that's why I'm out here. So I don't care where I'm at. That's just to let you know that it is systemic. Because if that happened in Jersey 800 miles away, and then a year later, then Michael Brown was killed. And then Von Derek Myers. And then, so it goes on and on and on and on. As many of us is out here, it still ain't enough of bodies to lay in the street are the ones that they done left in the street. So there will be no raise, not if I can help it. So I hope y'all all go in Proposition P. No. 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 You can't get a raise. We already paying your salary and you're killing us anyway. Now you want us to promote you for killing us. Right. So yeah, it could be my husband, it could be me, it could be anyone out here, because they don't care. They kill without any remorse. any sorrow and no accountability. And enough is enough is enough. There's too many mothers out here, too many fathers out here with tears strolling up and down their faces. And y'all right, this pain don't ever go away. Don't ever go away. Every birthday, there it is. Every just waking up, it gets really, really hard some days. But I refuse to be silent. I can't. It's just, enough is enough. So expect us, expect me. We not going nowhere.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Expect us. Yeah. Tell them the other name.
Any more families? Any more families?
They can't hear you back here.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, Corey. My name's Al Gerber from Town and Country. Famous man said in 1995, it was Bill Clinton, said, white racism is black people's burden, but it's white people's problem. We are the ones who must clean our house.
Come on. Yeah.
So all of us have to be out talking to our friends, our family, and our neighbors, and letting them know that we're out here and they have to be out here too.
That's right.
So keep it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
My name is Bob Peshas, and I'm here to, I'll just follow up with what the other brother here just said, mainly to encourage fellow white people like myself here in the audience, in this protest here today, and also in your churches. I'm involved in a church that just 2 weeks ago started to have a discussion, realizing what was going on and wanting for people in the church to find out more about it, to find out the facts, and to find out how they too can get involved and try to do their part. I would just like to encourage all of us that are involved in churches too to use that avenue, because there's a lot of good people in those churches who care. And if they're just made aware of the seriousness of what's going on, they can be woken up to do their part.
Thank you.
Real quick, can I get a hand of anyone that has just celebrated a birthday? Woo! Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. Mike Brown won't be able to celebrate another birthday. Isaiah Hammond won't be able to celebrate another birthday.
Harry Ball won't be able to celebrate another birthday.
Isaiah Perkins.
Why Derek Myers won't be able to. Ayanna Jones won't be able to celebrate another birthday. Why Derek Myers won't be able to. Right.
We can continue to call names.
Shine Bell.
They won't be able to celebrate another birthday. They can't celebrate anything, and their families can hardly celebrate that birthday. How do you celebrate? How do you celebrate when you don't even have justice yet? When you don't have justice. So not only do they lose their loved one, but then you don't get justice. So that's why we're out here. Let us never forget. We're not only out here to save those lives, but we have to speak up to make sure that our families get justice. They deserve justice. They deserve justice. We want to say that this is a justice system, but justice for whom? Who gets justice? Do you have to have money to get justice? Do you have to be of a certain color? Do you have to be someone special? Do you have to be a certain title or from a certain family to get justice? You should just be a part of humanity to get justice. And so that's why all of you are out here, and that's why we'll continue to fight, because justice should just be justice, just for us. Just us. So to everybody that came out today, we applaud you, we appreciate you, we thank you. We stand with the families. We stand with every person that's lost anyone, no matter what it was to. But this right here is for those that have lost at the hands of the people that fly these flags, the people that wear these badges, the people that have these DSN numbers that they try to keep from us that we know that we need because that's how we get to them, the people that walk up in our homes and go up in the coffee shops and they ride in these cars, but then they turn around and they murder our family members and they surveil us and they come after us and they treat us like we're terrorists and we're criminals. And so I'm looking this way because this is where the foolishness starts. Right. This is where the foolishness starts. This is where, and then down the street is where it's taught. Let's not forget about where it's taught, where it starts. It doesn't start in this building. It starts when they're being trained. So everybody, let's remember when you leave here today, remember each person that you heard speak, each family member, and then tell your networks if they won't stand for justice. If they don't stand for justice, then they're not part of your network. They're not your friend. They're not part of your family because they're not taking care of your family. We are family. We are family. Whether you know us or not, whether it's Sam walking down the street and you don't know him, you care when the police pull him over. I slow down and I stop and I try to make sure the police know I'm there. That's a presence. There's a presence here. You're not going to mistreat this person. So we're doing this together. Touch one. Touch all. Touch one. Touch all. Touch one. Touch all. Touch one. Touch all. Take one. Take all. Take one. Take all. Take one. Take all. Touch one. Touch all.
Okay, real quick, can we get everyone to line up, make a line up and down this yellow line?
For this.
She said one line? One line? She said yellow.
It was out of line. I done made a mistake. I said,
Just a reminder, I know you guys know about the Proposition P that's coming up there, right? What do we vote? No. 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 What do we vote? No.
What do we tell our friends?
Make sure you tell someone about Proposition P. It's very important that we keep them accountable. You don't give raises to people that are failing. Just look at the murder rate. Look at the crime rate. We can't give them a raise.
What do we vote? No. What do we vote? No. What do we vote? No. What do we vote? No.
they're trying to get a community cross. They're trying to give the community cross compared to what they're trying to give the department for raises. $14 million for 1,300 officers. $3.9 million for 300,000 citizens.
Come on, brother. Tell it.
That don't equate.
No. Right.
Crumbs. Nothing equal about that. $975,000 for recreation.
Wow.
For recreation. $975,000 for after-school programmers. What school? Crumbs. We don't have anything defined on paper as to where this money will be allocated. When it comes to that $3.9 million that they're giving us, it's real vague. But we know where that $13.9 million is going. Without a question. Without a question. So as much as we've been out here in the streets, as much as we will continue to be out here in the streets, now it's time to show them at that voting booth. One of the biggest wins we can have right now is defeating Prop P. Yes. To let them know we pay y'all. Right. We say when y'all get raises. Right. And y'all ain't passed that test. Right. So it's going to take all of us to inform, to educate, and empower. Because when it comes time, in November, to vote on Prop P, we got to send a resounding message that we ain't here to play with y'all. Right. So it's time to make our presence felt downtown. Y'all ready? Ready. Y'all ready? Yes. Right down here is 20th Street. Right there is 20th Street. Let's everybody line up at 20th Street and get tight.
Get a little wet. I have a poncho if I really need it. Are we marching?
Man, this gotta be the worst shift.
And now it rains. Starts getting a little more rain.
Yeah, like.
The concert over at Scott Trade. Y'all like music? Everyone like to rap.
I'm not picking up anybody here, you know.
Everybody was already in the street right here. This middle section, let's move up a little bit so we get people room to follow in behind or fall in.
So, yeah.
They said they moving. He's going to turn around so he can make a quick fight.
Well, you didn't invite him?
Y'all like music?
We like music.
So, new viewers, thanks for joining us here downtown St. Louis. We were in front of the police headquarters. There was some speak-outs about the family members killed by police, Diane. People now marching down 20th. I know the cops were, you could tell by the way they just stationed themselves, they were expecting the people to disperse. I don't know if it's going to be a short or long march, but definitely one of the strategies to keep the police on their toes.
Everybody on this side right here, can we scoot over so we can let Lala come through? Come on, Lala.
Come on. Yeah, I know. Hey, y'all, get out the street. Let the car through. Thanks. You're shivering. Somebody got a new flag? Oh, yeah.
Some of you that watched our live streams from Ferguson, you might remember this is the Mike Brown mobile. At just about every protest at police headquarters.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Say I know. I know. Say I know that we will win. I know that we will win. Say I believe. I believe. Say I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Say I know. I know. Say I know that we will win. I know forget. I think people forget. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. People don't know why we out here. If you're a little bit uncomfortable because of traffic, don't worry about it. Because we got a couple of families that's been uncomfortable for 4 years, 3 years, months now, and they ain't got no justice. So y'all gonna be uncomfortable. Peace is not a us. Uncomfortability, it will happen. Whether it's a highway, whether it's a street, whether it's a mall, it's gonna happen. Yeah. So if you mad, we sorry, but we not sorry.
Unapologetic. Unapologetic.
If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 If we don't shut it down, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't.
This woman just got out of her car from the highway exit ramp here to join the crowd.
Out of the car!
Rain definitely picking up here. So protesters just marched from the police headquarters where there's Speak Out and Die In, talking about highlighting a lot of the family members who have lost loved ones to the hands of police brutality here in St. Louis and across the country, and then marched down 20th here. Of course, that's when it started raining again.
Yeah, we're good.
Protesters blocked the exit ramp from the highway here, did not try to take the highway, and it looks like they might be moving on right now.
Our streets! 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 Our streets!
Yeah, let's stay.
Our streets!
Stay behind.
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Hell no, we won't go! Rain, hail! Hell no, we won't go! Rain, hail, sleet, snow! Hell no, we won't go! Rain, hail, sleet, snow! Hell no, we won't go! Hell no, we won't go! Fuck no, we won't go! Hell 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 no, we won't go!
No shit.
Stand up like that!
No peace. Police. No peace. No peace. No peace. Police. 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 Our streets. Our streets. Our streets. Our streets. Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
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 Stand up, fight back.
People, united.
We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
I said the whole damn system
Is guilty as hell.
I said the whole damn system
Is guilty as hell.
The whole damn system
Is guilty as hell.
The whole damn system
Is guilty as hell. Is guilty as hell. Is guilty as hell. Leave downtown.
Mic check.
You cool?
We're gonna see what happens. You never know. There's a lot of beer changes.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, it lied.
I know. I don't have any rings.
Yeah, I'm pretty soaked.
Sucks, I know. My cameras keep working.
I know. It's got to be stressful.
Yeah, it's unnerving. Well, I have to go transmit for a deadline. This is lots of
Who outside? We outside. Who outside? We outside. Who outside? We outside. No, who outside? We outside. Move that, move that. We outside. Move that
So there are some strange police activity around us, so protesters just coordinating which way they're going. That's why I'm not streaming up right next.
Too much time. Let's go.
Police doing some kind of maneuver in front of us here. That's why they took this route in general. We saw police gathering on Tucker, I believe.
Damn it, I lost my
Everybody keep moving. People today turn away from racism, turn away from anger, turn away from unforgiveness.
So the bike cops in front of the Scott Trade Center, like they do, they protect property.
To love your enemies.
Property first.
Jesus said to love your enemies. Turn away from sin today. Turn away from all sin in your life.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Stand back, sir. Stand back. Stand back beyond those.
Send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Public property. Y'all spend tip money on it. They got tip money for this project. We are taxpayers. We are taxpayers. We can stand on this ground. Officer Bayless, number is a sack of rocks. How did you get hired? How in the hell did he get hired? That lets you know right there that they'll hire anybody. And they want to raise. Officer Bayless, suck your man.
He's the only one saying stay behind there. This is my district. That has nothing to do with representing this district. I want state representative. This district means nothing. He don't know the law. Let's go put your hand. I got to make money this year. That don't have nothing to do with it.
He don't know the law.
No, that has nothing to do with it. Don't touch. Let's understand the eggs. Don't touch. Get your hands off her.
This is public property. Did you spend our tax money on this building? Yes or no?
Why did you hit me with the bike? Why did you hit me with the bike? Why did you hit me?
Discrimination Act of 1963. You cannot discriminate. You cannot discriminate because he don't know no better. And they're not teaching him. You see, he ain't got no stripes.
Why did you hit her with the bike? Why did you hit her with that 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 bike?
How we trespassing? Public property. Public property. You don't know the law. You don't know the law. You're dumb as a
policy that these are the bear. Nowhere. Period. Nowhere. It's not.
That building.
It's not. If these the barriers, why y'all fucking smart right here? You're making mess up. You're making crap up. You're making crap up.
This is what they're asking for a raise. Dumb officers. Dumb officers.
This is not a lie. You're making crap up.
Do you think that they are deserving of a raise? They haven't solved any crime. None. They protect downtown St. Louis and the Central West End. That's what they protect. That's where the fuck they should be. That's who they should ask for a raise.
No profit. 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 This is a fake barrier. This is a fake barrier. The police are lying again. No profit. No profit. Again. No profit. Liars.
They don't even know the law. Lieutenant, you can't teach your men the law.
Why you let them lie? Why is this a lie? Why are you lying? You want to talk to me?
They haven't a clue of how to enforce the law. They don't even know it.
You all know your police are liars.
How do you hire dumb police? How do they make it out of the academy? I see why promotions are slow. All you need is a boot deal education and apply for the St. Louis City Police Department. And you are hired.
Anybody but a dead body.
No education needed.
Officer Baker needs to share with
your application out. Who did you have fill your application out, Officer Bayless? Man, look at the insensitivity that they teach you. Now, you did learn that well. The training, not to make eye contact with me. We're engaged. I am your employer. I am your employer. You can't look at me. And you asking me for a raise? Are you serious? He wants to be out of line. Can't you tell he's different? He's different. He wants trouble. Where's your de-escalation? Where's your de-escalation?
We're not going to do shit to you. We're not going to do anything.
He can't look you in the face. He can't look you in the face.
Why you can't look at something?
He can't look you in the face unless it's dark. You're on the street, no witnesses, no cameras, and then he'll look you in the face while you run.
It takes a white person.
He shoots you in the back. He shoots you in the back. He's not athletically built, so he can't chase you. He have to shoot you. Fucking donuts. And you want a raise?
Do you enjoy being a racist white man? You ain't ran into the right one yet. You fucking enjoy that shit? You ain't ran into the right one yet. I have to deal with that shit every fucking day out in the field. All these white
we don't pull you down with that one. God damn, I'd be shot.
I'll be sending backstoppers to your goddamn house.
Blue silence is violence! 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 Blue silence! Blue silence! Blue silence!
Backstoppers to your house.
Hey, Caruso! Blue silence! Hey, Caruso! Blue silence is violence! 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 Blue silence
we gonna send backstoppers to your house.
Blue silence is violence! 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 Blue silence!
No private conversations today. We like to hear it all.
Come on over here, big boy.
We all like to hear it.
Go back.
Look at the rookie. The rookie's still hollering, get back.
Even your lieutenant know how to act. Take your picture.
Stand up like that!
Yeah, you
stand up like that! What did you do? Stand up like that!
Goddamn right. Stand up like that! Bicycles out of the way.
Stand up like that! Stand up like that!
We fucked him back! We fucked him up! There's more of us than there is of him.
When I met with y'all, what did I say? As long as everybody's straightforward, I ain't got no problems. But the moment somebody gets some bullshit, that's bullshit. Now we can talk about
they're the KKK, that's why.
That night, when they came up there, listen.
Plan watch.
Listen to it. What they got? Check this out. Just because they made the statement don't mean it didn't happen. It don't mean it didn't happen. So what, I mean, a statement has nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do at all. You guys knew what happened. Friendly fire? Friendly fire? Friendly fire? I know. You knew that when you put the story out. We knew it when you put the story out. When O2 put the story out, we knew it.
He knew it.
We knew that.
They all knew it. They even shot my police officers. to, right? Even your black colleagues, right? They fit the description. They fit the description. I fear for my life, baby.
Y'all shoot us close up anyway.
You fear for your life. Is that the excuse? I fear for my life.
We'll never be divided. The people united. 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 We'll never be divided.
I'm motherfucking something else. Go their way to your house.
They would have shot him if he ran.
You know who backstoppers is. Y'all play too much. Once we start shooting y'all ass back, y'all hope. I'm telling y'all, when y'all kill black people, once they start shooting back, you ain't threatening me. No, I don't have to threaten you. Threatening to shoot me? No, I'm not. I said, he wasn't shoot you so bad. He's black. He wasn't shoot you. He's trying to start something, that's all. He want to kick off something. Right.
He can't fight. He can't fight. Your superiors were smart. They will pull you off your line. You're a problem.
Half of these motherfuckers can't fight.
You hate black people. It's obvious. You don't even know why.
He loves his brothers, though.
You don't even know why. Same black people you will send to fight in a war. You hate them. You will shoot them in the street. Me and this gentleman are both veterans. And at the end of the day, we ain't been in no war. I'm dying for people like you being killed by people like you. And we don't know.
This is what y'all need to do right now.
Go for kill a cop. We don't get that for
this is what y'all need to be doing. Right here.
He having a ball.
Goddamn son of a bitches over there cutting y'all kids' hands off, but y'all over here fucking with us. Y'all pillows. Y'all ain't gonna burn that ISIS. ISIS got something from your ass.
I want to go on that side.
Let me come on this side, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. That's right. Let them out of there.
With the bike.
Watch him.
Good cop here.
Y'all ain't gonna fuck with ISIS. Because ISIS got something for your ass. Yeah. ISIS will tear your ass up.
Maybe you can't say you got PTSD. You don't have PTSD.
It's violent. It's violent. It's violent. It's violent.
Badge number not.
It's violent. It's violent.
His badge number is
It's violent.
I'm gonna make him feel at home real quick.
It's violent. It's violent. It's violent. It's violent.
We are
It's violent.
We always can be counted on. We serve our homeland, the United States. We are always free. And we also our roots of white person. Stand up and be good. Show the world that you're a man. Stand up and be good. Go with the people.
You gotta make him feel comfortable.
It's violent. It's violent.
You gotta make him feel comfortable.
It's violent. It's violent.
Go with the good man. Stand up and be counted. Show the world that you're a man. Stand up and be counted. Go with the good man.
make y'all feel comfortable too. Y'all feeling hung down.
So you don't lose.
Y'all feeling hung up, y'all.
What the fuck's wrong with you? You let your woman spill out in the cold. Oh man, you fucking
Black lives matter! 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 Black lives matter!
All right, so about 4:35 o'clock, protesters gathered at the police headquarters today. Some speak-outs highlighting the family members of people shot by police here in St. Louis and around the country. The protesters marched in the rain, came to the Scott Trade Center here, where a concert is going on. Police had already formed a bike line in front of it before protests even got here, which probably what attracted people to come here and protest. Police protecting property, first and foremost, private property as they call it. Even though the Scott Trade Center was paid for by taxpayer TIF dollars. So although it's technically privately owned, it was paid for by the taxpayers. Something that happens all too often in Chicago as well.
Put your mace away. Put your mace away. You don't need it. You don't need it.
He's been standing down here the whole time.
Need the mace.
Down here until my black ass came down here.
Damn straight.
Then it was a problem.
Damn straight.
We just saw my black self out here. So that's a problem with y'all. Y'all was fine when these white folks were standing right here, but when a black person came, y'all came down here, and you wonder why we are out here.
I haven't moved an inch.
You did not move until you saw my black self over here.
I haven't moved an inch.
He was already right here. You wonder why we are out here. And what our point is, because something is wrong with y'all internally. Something triggered you
Put your mace away. Put your mace away. Put your mace away.
Don't spray that mace straight up.
Put your mace away. Just put your mace
By the way, we found out in court that's considered a fogger, and you have to warn before you use chemical munitions. That's classified under munitions. Only the little one that you carry is not classified chemical munitions. You have to give a warning before you use that. You admitted that in court. Is that a fogger, sir? Is that a mace fogger, sir? Is that considered a fogger? What is that considered?
Yes, actually it is.
Yes, no, your 3 cops said in court that blue canister is considered a fogger. You cannot use that until you declare a warning that you may use chemical munitions. In federal court, you said your boss said that was a fogger, sir, and you just denied it.
You all are still right.
Tighten up.
I'm gonna need you to tell them that's trespassing, go in the building, or come on this side like you told me.
So in court, they like to classify all their fucking different chemicals, but when you ask them, they don't classify it for you. They say it's all the same, but in court, they say it's not all the same. They lie, they get caught lying in court, and nothing happens to these little fuckers.
Everybody that's trespassing.
He cannot use that fogger, as they call it,
gentleman here is just standing his ground.
They stand up watching doing the same thing I was doing.
That I don't know.
You are
But if anybody wants to go to the box office, you're more than welcome.
What makes you think they don't have tickets? Oh, because you profiled them.
A lot more police coming in. Of course, you see nothing is happening except the officer brandishing his mace. Again, in federal court, police testified those blue cans are considered mace foggers, and they, with all their bullshit, they're saying they can only use the foggers. It's considered chemical munitions. They have to give warnings before using chemical munitions.
Sir, can you get on the other side of the boundary?
It's not really a technical line. You realize that, right? It does not actually. It actually does not. I'm moving, but you realize you're lying to me because your bosses are lying to you. You can't just say lies and say it's lawful, though. You realize that. That's why nobody trusts you guys.
But they can hit you with their bike.
You can hit me, you can mace me, but you can say bullshit, and you wonder why nobody trusts you guys.
But if you touch their bike, they'll arrest you for assault. Don't touch their bike, Lisa. Don't touch the bike. They'll arrest you.
Really suspicious. This ain't no private property. This is a public sidewalk.
Tighten up, mindset.
Double dare you. Yeah, double dare you. Ray Rudy. Ray Rudy. We're tight now.
Side of those blue barriers.
We're fine. Okay, so arrest him. I want to know what magic ball lets you know who has a ticket.
I've been standing here the whole time. I know, but now we're asking you to move back. Why? Why? Because this is private property.
This is not fucking private property. Let me call your commander.
Where's the
Tell him
line?
y'all fucking lying.
Tell him I said hi.
Okay.
You guys have lied about private property twice already in the last month. How can we trust you? You can we found out in court you can literally say anything you want. Anything.
You do actually know you're currently being sued, right?
For exactly this kind of behavior.
And you realize all the lies you told me tonight that contradict what your bosses said in court are going to go online. And it's going to be great.
So we heard this argument time and time again that if it's private property, you can't stand, like, here's the blue things they say, on the other side where he's standing is private property. So he challenged it in.
Ray Rudy!
Let's go. Let's go. Fuck him. Fuck him. Let's go now.
Y'all not getting no raise. White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists!
You crazy. Let's go! I'm going down to the front door.
Y'all not getting no raise. No to Prop P. Y'all not getting no raise. Yeah, you need it. You're going to have to work 3 jobs. You're going to have to work 3 jobs. I only have to work 1 job. I only have to work 1 job. Y'all going to have to work 3 jobs. And you saying 3 jobs y'all going to be working.
God sent his son to die for you, that you might be saved, that you might be redeemed, that you might have life. They can read the sign, they can hear me too.
Well, face them and talk to them.
So they've got automatic weapons out for some reason here. That nothing intimidates a crowd like automatic weapons in a peaceful crowd. What's with the assault rifle? Why do you guys have assault rifles out?
You guys are idiots.
Okay then.
But Katy Perry.
Is that who it is?
The beauty of this is that there are little girls, 12-year-old girls, this is the first time they're ever seeing the test.
That is.
And they will remember that the rest of their life.
That makes me mad. We will check. So apparently it's the Katy Perry concert that's going on at the Scott Trade Center. Katy Perry's been very, I want to say, outspoken lately about social justice. She's even had interviews with DeRay. I want to know if she's saying anything about this inside the Scott Trade Center tonight, of what's going on here in St. Louis, which is what made DeRay popular in the first place. What is happening outside of her concert here? I'm curious if she's mentioning that inside. And we do have some officers getting into helmets, their billy clubs out. I even saw a couple with automatic rifles out in their commando uniforms playing Street Commando.
No, don't deserve it. So what? Deserve it. Don't solve these murders in this city. What you do? And we know you hate black folks, but so what? Okay. We still gonna be young and strong. And I'm still gonna look at you. So what? How do I hate black people?
Just because you have a black friend or you have one in your family does not mean you can't be systemically racist. You're holding up a systemic...
Take a walk. Take a walk.
Take a walk? How about you suck my dick? Find that funny?
Yeah, I find it.
Good.
Rather amusing.
Good. I find your fucking presence rather amusing. I find your fucking attitude rather amusing. And you wonder why these people are out here protesting every day, because of your fucking smug attitude like that. Good? Okay, good. Good then.
So what is your name?
Yeah, what do you mean by good? What do you mean by that?
What is your name?
What is your name?
Keith, what is your name? What happened?
Are you paid to be a sarcastic asshole is what we're wondering.
So what is your name?
Oh, the state troopers are here. Oh, man. RebZ let him have it.
You know how, man? Once I get over that level.
Oh, RebZ reaches a level, then his hat's off.
Well, motherfucker tells me to take a walk like he has some legal, like that's some legal thing. Take a walk. Because he didn't want to hear about systemic racism. He was trying to use the excuse because he has a black white. How can he be racist? Please.
He told you that?
He told me that.
He said what?
He played the black, I have a black friend card. That's what he did.
If you know how many black friends you got, you racist.
There you go. If you have to name the reason why you're not racist hinged on one person that you know, you are clearly racist and you just don't realize it. And that's okay. You know what? That officer's okay because he just needs to be woken up. It's fine. And maybe it'll take more white people like me calling him a fucking jackass to get it through his goddamn head.
Everybody go
What did he say? He was just being...
Everybody got a record?
Nope, nope, nope.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I got you.
I'll explain later, but it's like didn't mind right now. They're looking to anything to
stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
No. Yes and no. Yes and no. I didn't know what you meant. No. Am I still on it? No. Yeah. All right, folks. So Calm Z is back for you to give you a recap of what's happened today. There was a early reaction about 2 o'clock in front of the police academy. A small group of people had some speak-outs and teach-ins, and then met up with the larger group around 4:30 in front of the police headquarters. A few hundred people there at least. Teach-ins, they did a die-in, chalkings, highlighting the family members that were there today who have had loved ones shot and killed by police and by police brutality, and even mentioning people around the country. Then protesters marched, got around the corner of the Scott Trade Center. There was a line of bike cops there. I don't know if this is where people were intending to march or if that's just what attracted people, but there was a standoff there in front, cops making up lines, what is private and not private property, where people could stand. Again, the Scott Trade Center was paid for with a large TIF, with a lot of TIF money, which obviously is taxpayer-funded money going to private corporations to build within the city. So technically it is taxpayer-funded. And people now beginning to march back in the direction where we came from. Fortunately, the rain has let up on us.
People wanna know.
my car.
Mighty, mighty people. Fighting for justice. Justice for the people. Stand up like that. Stand up like that. Stand up like that.
Out the way, out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Wait a sec. Got it. 1 second.
a joke. It ain't no 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 joke. Fuck the police. 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 Ride like bacon. Pigs in a blanket. 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 Ride like bacon. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
If we don't get it,
shut it down.
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 Who shut shit down?
We shut shit down.
Who shut shit down?
We shut shit down.
Who shut it down?
We shut it 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 down.
Mike Brown means
we got to fight back.
Mike Brown means
we got to fight back.
Antonio means
we got to fight back.
Von Derek means
we got to fight back.
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 Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show them what a family looks like.
This is what a family looks like.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
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 They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke. They think it's a joke.
It ain't no game.
It ain't no 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 joke.
You know what? It's whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Who's downtown?
We're downtown. We're downtown. Our streets. 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 Our streets.
Like she's here.
Our streets.
No, she's like
Our streets.
super play.
Our streets. Our streets. Our streets.
I don't know how.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Black lives are under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Black lives are under attack.
Stand up, fight back.
Black lives are under attack.
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
back of the march stopping for some reason. So we are almost back to the police headquarters where we started here, so the action may be wrapping up here shortly. So just so you guys are aware, tomorrow back in court with the ACLU temporary injunction hearing before the ACLU actual lawsuit starts. Continuation of the first 2 days of testimony. There's still at least two more cops possibly to take the stand. One of them might be Sergeant Jemerson. Rossamano completed his testimony last week. So I plan on being there to give a third day wrap up and report. We're also going to work on a larger article highlighting what we've learned in the ACLU court case with the officers testifying so far. So we'll be working on that this week. Don't know if it's going to be an article or a video or a conjunction of both, probably both. So back in court tomorrow. And if you look at the bottom of your screen, if you go to RebZ.tv/donate, you can help me grow this new medium that we're forming here, RebZ.tv. No amount is too small. I mean, I've got little charges like parking, food, gas, just on a daily basis around here in St. Louis and elsewhere. So again, no amount is too small. Larger amounts help me get equipment and where I'm going to go next. And you can also be a monthly contributor now, for as little as $1, $3, $5 or more a month. You can be part of the RebZ.tv team and help me keep this a sustainable practice so I can keep going with this, stay in St. Louis as long as I needed, and elsewhere. There's a lot of Nazi rallies coming up. I might head to a few of those soon. So keep your heads open, or your eyes open for that. And again, if enough people do those $1, $3 donations a month, that adds up. I can get my data costs covered. That's my first goal to get with the monthly donations, is to sustainably keep my data flowing month to month so I don't have to worry about that. Some months there's not as much to stream, some months there's more. And with these contracts, you can't predict that ahead of time. So to have that covered, to give me the freedom to be where I need to be, is going to be very helpful. So go to RebZ.tv/donate. If you've wanted to donate to me for a while, now you've got your chance to make it a lot easier for you. There's 4 different ways on the site you can contribute, 5 different ways on the site you can contribute to the team. Also, if we've got any computer guys out there that have just some scraps of Bitcoin laying around you don't know what to do with, toss it my way. I can give that to my webmaster and keep the website growing, keep him happy. If I keep him fed and happy, you guys are going to appreciate it in the long term. If you guys like the website and the multi-streaming I going now, a lot of that is because I have him on the back end to help me out. So send me some Bitcoin, I can put it in his hands, and we can keep going with that team we got going right there. He's amazing.
We thought that. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go out with a bang, right? Yeah. All these beautiful t-shirts we made.
We're gonna leave them right here.
We're gonna out to try right here.
Right here.
So they gotta see the love.
Right here.
They gotta see the name.
They need to see all of these names. About my brothers and sisters that they was slaughtered.
What is that noise?
So those t-shirts with the blood on it and the names and all that, victims, hang it on up out here. Wait. You got some on that.
Hang y'all shirts up on the railing so they can remember all the things that they have taken away.
So at the beginning of the action, protesters marked names of victims of police brutality and violence on their shirts. and now they're hanging them up on the barricades in front of the police headquarters to end the action, giving the police a few gifts.
On TV, they be got the umbrella wave back.
Y'all can't stop Steve's sleeve. Yeah, tie it up. You know what? I should tie him up. Give him the untie. Tie it up. Tie it up in a tight knot. You gotta get changed in my shirt, but tie it up. Tie it up tight as you could, so your fingers hurt. Tie it up so tight, they don't fingers don't hurt when they get ready to untie. You should turn on inside when they just fuck you! Look at that! Look at his face! Take a picture! Take a picture, DM! Hey, RP! Double knot! Triple knot!
Excuse me real quick. Sorry, man.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Minor reason.
Just real quick, real quick. All right, you're good.
I'll send you a picture. All right. What do I do?
So about 4:30 today, just to recap, 4:30 today, there was an action earlier in the day, but the second action, people met up in front of the police headquarters here, 4:30, 5 o'clock or so. People started having speak outs today, was highlighting victims' families of police brutality and violence. There were a few mothers here speaking out, and then others in proxy for other people murdered by police speaking out. And they had white t-shirts. They put fake blood and wrote names of people killed by police on the t-shirt from St. Louis and around the country. Protesters marched, briefly blocked one of the exit ramps from the highway over here for a little while, then marched. They're going towards the Scott Trade Center. There was a line of bike cops at the Scott Trade Center. So either some of the organizers planned on going there because there was the Katy Perry concert going tonight, or just happened to walk by and there were bike cops there, which of course draws the crowd because they're protecting property like they do, the most expensive private property they'll get in front of, even when it's people not intending to do anything to it, which of course, like I said, draws people's attention to that. Protesters marched on back to where they started here at the police headquarters, dropping off the shirts from earlier in the day with the names of people killed by police, leaving them as a present on the barricades that encircle the entire St. Louis police headquarters. And I'm just going to show you guys see the ATM sign right there. That pretty much highlights, you see St. Police headquarters, and the first sign you see is a neon sign saying ATM, and you see that at every single police lockup headquarters, you go to get your equipment, where all the different locations have these ATMs because it's basically a poor tax we've dealt with in St. Louis and the municipalities around. That's one of the things that led to Ferguson, is people being harassed by police, in jail for parking tickets because they get the same ticket on the same night going through multiple municipalities in the county. They get swept up in the city under the warrants from the county. They get in jail, and they have to, if they have a few $100s, they can use the ATM and get out. If they don't, they sit in jail for months.
Jail for months.
I'm just highlighting how you see the ATM sign. Like, police headquarters, the only sign you see lit up is ATM.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like highlights St. Louis to me.
You know what I'm
Because you see that in all the police departments.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cash. It's a way to get cash, or keep you in jail because you don't got the cash.
Mm-hmm. They should have all the money in the world by now.
You would think.
Look at the evidence room. Got all the drugs down there. Then these the same cops that put drugs on the streets. Shit, they should be paying for people's bills. You ask me.
With all that drug money.
So when you come out here, please listen to them. If you got another agenda, you need to be in a different group. If we tell you to come because we're taking the whole group, you need to come. If you don't come, you have a different agenda. And what you do when you don't listen to the organizers, you put everybody at risk because then we got to come back and get you. Just so we're clear. They may not say that in the front, but for those of us who are walking in the back, trying to be somewhat of security, it's about trying to keep you safe.
Because if you end up by yourself or in small groups, you might end up in jail by yourself and no one will know. Or with your ass beat. And I'm a preacher. And so please, you've got to listen to the organizers. Please. It's for your safety. It's for everybody's safety. So stop doing dumbass stuff. Because you want to be seen. Because you want to be seen. Because you want to be seen. Ain't no time for that. And I'm going to tell you right now, 6 of you, 8 of you, you want to stay back, I'm only going to ask you 3 times. After that, you're on your own. Seriously. All right. All right, Melissa.
Well, all right. All right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys have been following us on our page, right? Yeah. All right. If you haven't, just say expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
That's our page. So for our future plan, we have to keep it check into that. We won't have anything out there. I don't know. Is that anything with our favorite?
That's like you said, don't expect us.
I'm sorry. I'm tired. Ready. I know y'all.
All right, folks, I am going to bring the broadcast down here in a minute. Don't forget to visit the website, RebZ.tv. Check out our articles. We're going to get some new ones out this week, but we've got some great ones from the Rostamano series highlighting 0311 Tactical. First one's on Rosamano, the next one's on Captain Deba, and then we've got a Jason Flannery piece in there, so we got 3 pieces to check out. And if there's any actions going on tomorrow that I find out about, I will be live there. Check that out. And again, if you have wanted to donate to me for a while, I make it very easy for you now. Just go to RebZ.tv/donate. There's 5 different ways you can help out me here in St. Louis and in the future. Become a monthly contributor for as little as $1 a month. You won't even notice it. $1 a month, you multiply that by a few hundred people, I can get my data covered and not have to worry about where I'm going to be. I want to thank everybody who's helped me out so far. It's been quite a trip since Charlottesville. I want to thank some of the people that helped me out after Charlottesville. A lot of those donations helped me get to Boston and then get to St. Louis to start a foundation here. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys believing in me and what I do. And shout out to all my mods and my webmaster and my other partners on this venture. All volunteer right now. You guys are doing amazing work. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
We have nothing to lose.
All right, guys. So from St. Louis, this is RebZ signing off for the night. Gonna get dry, get some food, and I will. Again, as I say every night, if I need to go up live for some of the reasons tonight, I will check out my Twitter at revolutionary_Z, and you'll see right away when that happens. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow or this week. Actually, I'm not sure about tomorrow because we do have the ACLU court in the morning, so I'm definitely going to be there at that. Don't know how much energy or what I'll be up to in the afternoon or the evening. They might not have an action considering they didn't the other 2 days we had ACLU court, so we could focus and highlight what we're learning in this courtroom, which is very, very, very intriguing. If you don't follow me on Facebook under my actual name, John Ziegler, you can check out some of the posts, the 2 posts I did from the first 2 days in court from my notes there. But that being said, RebZ from St. Louis Police Headquarters, I am out. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Thank you.
Hey, you want me to get his ass? Yeah. Ain't you already got some stingers up in your ass?